In this video, we're going to take a look at how to name course sections. Naming course sections is very easy to do. It's also very important to do because you want to make navigation of your Moodle course as easy as possible for your students. So the first thing you do is click Turn Editing On, located in the upper right part of the page right here. Once I turn editing on, in each one of my sections, I'm going to see what looks like a hand holding a pencil, located right here, here, and it's actually called Edit Summary. In each one of my sections, you're going to see that same icon. Okay? So in order to name your section, all you need to do is click on this icon, like so, and you'll be brought to this page. Now you have a couple options depending on how simple or fancy you want to be. If you just are comfortable with having a very plain, black, bold section name, go in here to where it says section name and type the name of your section. You can name it whatever you like. In this case, I'm just going to call it by unit. So this is going to be Unit 1. You might use spelling, reading, math, whatever it might be. You might name it whatever you have in your curriculum or your textbook. But again, if you want just a plain, simple look, that's where you're going to type it in this section name. And you go ahead and scroll down and click Save Changes. Okay. Notice right here, it says Unit 1. It's in the upper left corner of the section. It's just very straightforward, plain. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and edit that again. Now, I can leave this and come down to my HTML editor and add pictures and things of that nature. One caution against doing that, if you start adding a bunch of pictures and videos and things like that to a section summary, it's going to get kind of confusing for your students because it's going to start getting really jumbled up real fast. So I would suggest one of two things. Either stick with that simple naming look, or if you did want to, say, change the color or the font size or whatever it is a little bit, you can use your HTML editor, and I'll show you what that looks like too. If I click in my HTML editor, I can still call this Unit 1, and I can come in here and change the font color. Okay. I can change the font size, the text color, I'm sorry, the text style, whatever it is that I want. And then I can scroll down to the bottom and click Save Changes. Okay, so that's the second option you have. Notice if you choose this option, you won't have that just that black bold option in the upper left corner. You'll have more of a colorful option, and you can center it or left align, right align, whatever you want to do with it. Okay. One quick trick if you choose to do your unit naming this way, or your section naming this way. In order to keep a uniform look to the name of your sections, go ahead and highlight the first one that you do, copy it, come down to your second one, click Edit. In your HTML editor, go ahead and paste it. Then all you need to do is change that number to 2, and then 3, and so on and so forth. Okay? Click Save Changes. And there it is. So really you can go ahead and name this very, very quickly. All right, I can just continue that process to Unit 3, Unit 4, so on and so forth. Okay? Now, once you have this done, you're just going to go ahead and click Turn Editing Off. All right. Another advantage to naming your section headings well is when you navigate Moodle. Right now, we don't have anything in this Moodle, but when your students navigate Moodle, if years go by and you continue to add content to this Moodle, these sections are going to get kind of big. All right, they're going to get stretched out. So if you're working in section 1, that's fine, but what if you're working in section 10? All right, then every time you log into this course, you're going to have to scroll all the way down to 10 from section 1. We don't want to do that. So let's go ahead and pretend I'm working in section 2, and I just want to see section 2. Note these little boxes located on the right-hand side. if I click one of the boxes, namely the one that I want to see, I will see only that topic. Notice I see only topic 2. Okay. Another cool thing about this is, let's say I do want to get back to 1. Instead of having to click these boxes again, I can use this jump to option, and I choose topic 1. Okay. So it's a real easy way to navigate throughout the topics. I'm going to go ahead and uncollapse this and show you something else real quick. One last part to this. I'm going to go ahead and turn editing on. Now, the advantage to using this is you get a colorful, kind of more dynamic way to name your topic. The disadvantage is this. I'm going to go ahead and edit this. If I come in here and I delete this, and I go and just use that basic section name, and I come down to the bottom and I save changes, and I go back to this collapsed look, I'm going to go back to Unit 2, collapse my Moodle down just to Unit 2, and I go into the navigation, the jump to navigation, and I select choose. Notice I've changed the name of the topic that I'm trying to go to. Select topic 1, or Unit 1 in this case. Alright? So, if you choose to use the HTML editor to name your topic, unless you want Unit 1 to show up here and here, you're kind of going to have to either give on the jump to option or on what this looks like right here. Either way, it's not a big deal. Just make sure you're aware of how those different things are going to look when you ultimately do them. And this has been how to name course sections.